Monster Brick Reviews.
Here's a look at the FunWhole Street Fusion Underground Dance Battle. Here's the box. You can see that it comes with 5 figures and a motorcycle. It has a lighting feature and it's got 429 pieces. Here's the back, top. It comes in this pizza style box, so you can reuse it, reclose it. And inside the box is everything you see here. So you get a bunch of bags. These bags are bag number 1. These are bag number 2. This is also bag number 2. And then you've got 2 bags that are labeled F. I think F is for figures or something like that. You also get this card that is separated out that's specifically about support and how to get support, which is great. And you get 2 bags that have the lighting and electronics in them, and you get a manual. And I've heard good things about this company, and so was excited to check it out and to get my first FunWhole set. And here's the manual. As far as the parts go, let's start with these figures. They do appear to be pretty much the same colors as what you see with Lego, but there are some customizations that they've made here and there, and especially with the minifigures. These little figures definitely look different than Legos. I think Lego has probably, that's the one thing that is copyrighted that you cannot copy. They can come after you. And so I've seen other companies try to make their own little mini characters, and with mixed results. But as far as I can tell, these are probably some of the strongest original mini characters I've ever seen a company make. Of course, the ones by Lego are always going to be kind of the standard. And then when people stray from them, they always look a little weird, but these don't look weird. They look like they have personality. They look playable. So that's great. And then the printing, as far as I can tell, is pretty good on them. As far as the colors and everything that you see for the parts, they are really close to Legos. I'd say that the red is not. The red is a little milky. You might not be able to tell on the camera, but that's a common thing I see with these aftermarket or third-party Amazon sets is the red is typically a little washed out. And so that's the case here too. The other thing that's cool is a lot of printed parts. So as far as I could tell, everything in here was printed. And if you look at this, these parts are all printed and they're separately bagged inside this bag. So that's unusual. You don't see that often. And there's another printed piece there. Another look at the motorcycle here in the large pieces. Pretty nice. And what else we got here? I think there is an action feature that uses these gears to make some of the characters dance. That's pretty fun. And then let's look at the instructions. So it's a booklet, and it is on nice matte paper. So it reduces the amount of glare you're going to get when you're trying to build. So I appreciate that they did that. Everything inside is in English, and it's copy proofed, which I appreciate. They tell you about what's included, and they tell you about the lighting and how to work with that lighting and what's included. Just so you know, the lighting, each of these light kits comes with a battery pack and then wired lights that all need to come back to this little hub. It does not include the batteries, so you can put 2 coin batteries in there and then it'll power it, or they give you this USB option. And so the USB option also connects into that little hub, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then it tells you a little bit more, same thing there. And then it jumps into the instructions and how you're gonna build these little characters. And then it goes into each of the instructions. And the instructions are nicely paced. They don't try to cram a gazillion steps into one page. So they spent the extra money to print out a booklet that would be easy to follow. And that's great, because sometimes when things are super small, it's hard to tell the difference between black, dark gray, and light gray. So there isn't that issue here. And the other thing they do in these instructions is if it's a step you've already been on, then they kind of gray it out to make it a little easier to find where your new parts for that particular step need to go. So these instructions appear to be pretty darn good as far as I can tell. And they're separated out by bags, and they give you instructions for how to insert the lighting elements as you go. So for example, there's this lamppost here, and the lamppost actually has a lighting element that's threaded through the tubing that makes up the street lamppost. And it looks like they've got some sort of like a long tube. They tell you to use the included screwdriver to split it open so that you can get the wire down it. And then I'm assuming that entire wire, that entire tube, you just put in all the tube pieces, and they look like this might be custom tube pieces also. So that's great that not only do they include the lighting, but they tell you how to route that wiring. Sometimes manufacturers don't do that. And then they tell you how to move things around if you want to set up different displays. And here's what it looks like lit up, which is really neat. And they care about feedback. They do look like a company that cares about your experience as a builder. I appreciate that. All right, so there's 2 bags specifically for the electronics. I've opened up bag number 1. And here's a look at the battery case, which is optional. You have to use a screwdriver, and then there's 2 coin batteries that go in there. So I went ahead and hooked up a couple of the lights that I came with. So here's that little hub, and I plugged in these little red lights. I plugged in this one as well, and then I plugged in this USB connector, and they can go in any one of these slots, which is clever. And they're not directional, so you can put them in any direction. You don't have to worry that you put it in upside down. All right, so I have my own battery pack here, USB battery pack. Let's plug it in. So it's already working. So notice that these particular lights, they fade in and out. So they have a little bit of a cycling going on. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, they're kind of, there you go. They dim out and dim back in. And I think they might even be on different cycles. Like this one is kind of a steady. Oh, it's on a different cycle than the other 2. So that's pretty cool. There's some additional intelligence built into these lights, and so I appreciate that they did that. That's unusual. Usually the light kits I've seen in the past, they're just on or off, and that's it. But these actually have that additional functionality to make it go along with this theme of just like pulsing music and a street dance battle happening. All right, so I look forward to building it. I'll post pictures when I'm done, but that's your look at what's included and what to expect as you build this. I hope this was helpful. Thank you.